What's up, YouTubers? Hardworker 12 with you here with the last video that I'll be making with my beloved WRX STI. By the time you see this car will be gone out of my possession, lease returned, Viter bye-bye. But I've loved this thing, but there's been a couple of things that have annoyed me about it. So I'm going to do a top 5 things I like and things I don't like. Let's get started with the things I like. Number 1 on things I really like about this car, it's the little things in life that make you happy, and that would be the shifter. The transmission shifting gear in this car just feels fantastic. Now, it's not the slickest shifter in the world. I would say the slickest shifters in the industry belong to automakers with names like Honda and Porsche, but they just don't feel quite as solid as this one does. I mean, it just has such a positive and mechanical feel to it. And when I got this car, I considered just getting a regular WRX. But what sold me more than anything else on the STI was the feel of the 6-speed manual transmission. The shifter in this car is just fantastic. So that is the number 1 thing that I like about this car, as stupid as that might sound. Number 2, the handling. This car's got torque vectoring, it's got 3 limited slip differentials, it's got a driver controlled center differential, you can put it in 3 different automatic modes, you can adjust the torque split, and the handling on this car is just fantastic. It's got a great turn in, minimal understeer, and the handling has just been great. I love that about this car. Number 3 on things I like would be reliability. This car has been absolutely dead reliable. I've never had a single piece of unscheduled maintenance with it. I've just taken it in for the regular servicing, oil change every 6,000 miles, although if I'm honest, it's overdue by about 1,000 miles right now because I knew I was going to be lease returning it, but my oil's still good. I could maybe use a little bit, but there's oil in it. As far as oil consumption, hasn't burned too much. It'll maybe go through about 1/3 of a quart every 6,000 miles, but not bad at all. And so that brings me to number 4 on things I like, which would be the engine. The acceleration's great. You do get some turbo lag with the old EJ25, but it sounds fantastic, and when it's on boost, it makes great power. You know, 305 horsepower is not a huge number, but it feels huge when you're really pushing the car hard on the freeway because of how it's geared. So I really like the engine, and I really like the reliability. Number 5, the looks. I think the front end of this car looks really aggressive. I've always liked that. And I think the profile is pretty fantastic as well. You get a little bit of a hump from the hood scoop in the front, and then you've got that great wing. I think the profile is just great. So that is the top 5 things I like. Let's get on to the things that annoy me about this car. So starting with things that I don't really like about this car, one of them that's always annoyed me a little bit is the navigation system is just a little outdated. When you go to set a destination, find address, it's kind of the old school where you have to type the city first, then the street, then the house number. The more updated ones are more like Google Maps, where you just start typing an address. The STI didn't actually get that system until 2019. So the navigation, a little bit outdated, doesn't have Apple CarPlay. So that's a little bit of a gripe on that one. Number 2, fuel economy. I really wish this car did get a little bit better mileage. You can see for the lifetime of the car, it thinks it's average 20.6 miles per gallon, which is not bad. The EPA rating is 19 combined. So, you know, those numbers are typically a little high, what the car thinks it's getting. So it did get what the EPA rated it, but I wish it got a little bit better mileage. So that's a little bit of a gripe. Number 3, I was always a little disappointed with the daytime running lights on this car. They're just in the regular halogen headlights lit up, even though the car does have an LED light bar that comes on when the regular headlights are on, but it doesn't use those as the daytime running lights. That always annoyed me, although Subaru did change this on the 2018 models. Kind of reaching here because I've liked this car so much, but number 4 would be the looks, especially the rear end. Aside from the wing and the quad tailpipes, just nothing that special about it. Doesn't look that great, and those things are kind of festooned on. But the rest of the car looks all right, so, you know, I can live with that. And number 5, things I don't like about this car. I have to get rid of it. I always lease my new cars. This is a lease. The lease is up. I was planning originally to extend it for another 6 months, but then I got laid off because of everything that's going on right now. And at this point, it just makes more financial sense to lease return it and get something cheaper. So I have a lower monthly payment. I don't have to pay registration on this car. The leasing company makes my first payment on the next car, etc., etc. So it's a little bit of a victim of circumstance. In a perfect world, I probably would have had it for another 6 months. But, you know, I've been in car sales for a long time. I've had good months, I've had bad months. I've had good years, I've had bad years, and we're all kind of getting to have a bad month right now, the way I see it. But I've bounced back before, and I'll bounce back again. And we can all do that. So maybe, hopefully, when Subaru comes out with a new STI, I'll be ready to get myself into one of those, or something else fantastic down the road. But this really has been a fantastic car, and I'm glad I got to have it, and I'm glad you watched my video. Thank you so much. Hope you're staying safe out there. Say goodbye to my STI, and have a great day. Bye-bye.